Hey guys, so I have a different video out today than what I normally do, and that is that I'm going to be documenting my carnivorous plant growth. So this right here is a Venus flytrap I bought. Now I know the comments are going to get after me for buying a store-bought Venus flytrap. I know I should get them from a breeder. Trust me, I'll go ahead and buy from a professional caretaker in the future for other carnivorous plants that I buy, like the American Pitcher. When I get to that, I'll make sure to link wherever I got those items from. However, I just couldn't resist, and I forgot where I was. I believe I was at Market Street, and I saw one of these, and it looked quite healthy to me actually. So that played a part in like tempting me in buying this plant here. So I was just gonna do a little bit of an unboxing. I went to the store. I've done preliminary research on growing carnivorous plants. So I have a pot right here. I'm not gonna use this in this video. However, in the future when I go ahead and um, when I make some soil for my carnivorous plant, I'm going to go ahead and repot it as soon as possible once I get those materials, and I'll make sure to record it, tell you guys any ingredients I used or whichever product I used. In addition, obviously I have distilled water here. I bought a pretty decent brand. Let me know what you guys think of this distilled water. I think it's fine for what we're doing. I have here, I know this is technically for sauce, I believe, but for the purposes of this video, I'm actually going to be using this instead of a professional plant watering device. And then this I got in conjunction with this potted plant right here. So I'm actually going to use this as the water plate for my carnivorous plant. I'm not stupid. I am absolutely not paying attention to the directions on the box because I've noticed that when you listen to those, it gets them killed. So let's unbox this. Venus flytrap from Market Street. If anybody wants to pick one up for themselves. Although I heavily do not recommend it. You should probably get one from a breeder if you're serious about keeping and taking care of carnivorous plants. And definitely, just so you guys know, carnivorous plants are not tropical. They're more like marshy type plants from what I understand. They don't really need to be kept in this container like this with the humidity. When I originally bought this plant a few hours ago at Market Street, the container was extremely humid, and you could definitely see the moisture, but since then it's dissipated because it's been in the house for a little bit. So let's unbox this. And I'm going to try to do this without triggering any of the fly traps. I know I triggered this one right here. I'm going to try to open this without triggering any other ones, simply because, you know, it takes a lot of energy. I understand that when you trigger the Venus flytraps and you don't give them, like, that insect that they're looking for, it tends to trigger the digestive process when it's unnecessary. So I'll be right back. Hey guys, just thought you would find it exciting to, you know, take a look at this insect exoskeleton I found. I know most of you who've had Venus flytraps have seen these, but for those of you who are new to this, yes, after an insect has died and been digested, sometimes their exoskeleton is left over. Looks like a mosquito.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I've managed to get this out. I'm going to put this aside for now. And this is the actual plant here. So it's really healthy. You can see that the fly traps are pretty big. Definitely a healthy plant we have here. There's one or two that are dead here. So I'll make sure to snip those off in the future. Marvelous plant. Absolutely beautiful. I feel so bad that I triggered two of them, but at least it was only two. And this one right here, these two right here, I believe were already closed. My only concern is that there are quite a few traps that are black, but like I said, I'll cut them off. Probably when I repot it too, it will be a lot healthier. Let me know what you guys think. So anyways, we're gonna feel around at the soil. It feels pretty moist, so I may not have to water it, especially because, as you can see, as I place it down the table, there is water coming in from the bottom, and then when I touch the top of the plant soil, it does happen to be moist. So that might only require maybe a watering tomorrow or maybe later tonight. Anyways, let me place this here. This is my water tray that I'll be using. It's also going to be used in the future. Just so you know, this is a plastic water tray, and I made sure to choose a plastic water tray because I'm afraid that because clay or terracotta or whatever, any of those materials, I know that they have holes in them, and that it's possible because they're like because those are materials that soak in stuff. I'm worried it might soak in some of the nutrients from the soil. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I did decide that plastic's probably the way to go for this plant, especially because it already lives in some plastic. I noticed that it's living in moss currently. That's not ideal. I don't necessarily want the plant living in moss, but we'll definitely work around that, and I might have to kind of like slowly naturalize it into a soil environment or like a soft soil environment. The thing about moss is I do move around constantly, and while I'm not home, the moss could possibly, hold too much water, and then it could end up rotting the roots, which I absolutely do not want because this is such a beautiful fly trap, extremely healthy. Definitely excited to see it grow. Currently, it is summertime for me, so, I've got a little bit until the dorming period. The hibernation period for this, before it grows more, but I still have high hopes for it while it's in the potted plant. So this is my current, water spout that I'm going to be using. It's filled with distilled water, pure water, no minerals, nothing like that. I know those are awful for Venus flytraps. And so as I get that open, I'll definitely maybe give some water to the Venus flytrap, but we'll see. Like I said, the objective is to not necessarily fill this up because I'm afraid because this is such a small vase, I'm afraid of there being possible root rot or something of that nature at the end if I do fill this up with water, simply because it's already moist here, it's already moist down there, and if I keep it moist down here, I'm afraid the ends of the roots might get moldy, if that makes sense. Something along the lines of that. And so I know I've seen some skilled carnivorous plant users or carers apply water down here, but for my sake, I'm going to just be applying water over here around the moss, and I'll probably stop once it seeps a little bit towards the bottom, because I know in the environment that they do live in, I know that bog water tends to be runny, so like that's what they're used to. They're not used to the water that's like already down here. I don't know. Like I said, I am absolutely not an expert on this. I only know some information. So here's an example of what I'm going to try doing. There you go. Let me give you a better angle of that. Like I said, and I'm trying to make sure I don't trigger the Venus flytrap, so I'm putting the cap like this, and then from there, I, feed it a little bit of water here and here. I'll definitely probably record a part of the video where I snip some of these off and see how that works. Let me know what tools you guys use for this. I'm just probably going to use a normal pair of scissors or plant snipping tools, but you know, if you guys have a personal preference on what you recommend for snipping off the rotten parts, let me know. So for now, I am going to keep this plant inside with me at night, but in the daytime, I will keep it outside. However, in my area at the moment, it is pretty relatively hot. And because of that, and I mean hot, like 100 degrees hot. For that reason, I'm only going to keep it, I will keep it outside, but either for a slightly shorter amount of time than the full day, or I'll keep it kind of somewhat in the shade so that the plants don't actually burn. The winter times here aren't that brutal for this plant, so I think it will be fine if left outside. But definitely the summer times, I'm a bit scared. But like I said, my area right here, the weather is next to ideal. And you can see some water seeping out from the bottom there. So I'm gonna let that soak through. And just so you know, guys, this is not advice. This is just what I'm doing, what I know. And I'm just gonna keep an update on how this Venus flytrap is doing on YouTube. Now you can see that a lot of water seeped through. So, you know, from there, what I'm gonna do is place this down here and make sure that water is evenly dispersed. I'm gonna place this here because, like I said, it's fine for there to be some water, but I don't want an overt amount that's going to end up leading to the plant either drowning or the plant either molding. So anyways, this is the beginning of my Venus flytrap journey. That's the current plant I have here. If you guys are interested in me raising some American pitchers, anything of that nature, please let me know because I am interested in those. I'm interested in raising other carnivorous plants. And let me know if you'd like to watch me feed them. I'm going to like leave them outside and I'll just judge by how much they capture whether or not I need to feed them manually. But if I do need to feed them manually, I do have ways to get insects for that. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that. Thanks for watching my plant vlog, and peace out.